Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Virtual Flight Diaries. And we have the IFly Jets 737 MAX 8 just released today. And we're going to check it out. So I've got here at the ramp, gate C10 at Charlotte. And we're going to fly down to Fort Lauderdale. We're on VATSIM, and let's get fired up. So this thing is pretty cool. We got 4 big screens, a old school 737 tablet, and it takes a little getting used to, but we'll get there. I did fly this once today and did some things, so let's get her fired up here and get going, because we're doing a little VFD late night, and we're looking at about an hour and a half flight. So let's get the batteries on. Go down here, we'll get some ground power going, get the emergency lights on or armed, and let's see, Atlanta Center's online. So get that tuned in. Alright, do a quick flow here. Go it up. I got ground power on. Powered up here. Let's see. I got it can come on. Keep the window heat off for now. We'll fire up the electric hydraulic pump. And we're going up to flight level 8380. So that's all working out. Okay. Alright, yep, let's get aligning. Let's get our tablet set up, right?
Good evening, American 1060 requesting taxi.
American 1060, runway 36 right, taxi via Golf Charlie, cross runway 23.
36 right via Golf Charlie, cross runway 23, American 1060.
American 1786, Atlanta Center.
And initialize our flight. Get that all set up. Alright, FMS. So if you're familiar with the PMG 737, it's not too far off. I mean, it's got some differences. And then position, but I mean, like the FMC is pretty much the same. Request our flight plan. Hopefully this works. That's right. Let's see here. So we're KCLT going down to Fort Lauderdale. Debate that. So this is an early release version. But I mean, it's got a little bit of bugs. I'm not too happy with the
Linux Mesh Southwest 3904 to request. American 1786.
ground handling.
350 Southwest 3904, go to request.
But it's doable. And I'm sure there'll be improvements.
Yes, sir. Southwest 3904, Jackson are closed. Frequency change approved.
Alright, so we're probably going to get 36 right, like you gave that guy, where we're cleared for the icons departure, Nooks transition. Execute that, and so we want the arrival at
1786, squawk a new code of 1315.
looks like we're going to be going in on 10 left. We're going to put Holland in there, and the CUDA 3, but looks like this AirAC isn't updated, but close enough. And that's going to be the premise transition, and then we'll execute that. Yep, that all looks good. Good. All right, so that's in. Let's get loaded up. Let's see real quick. Got 4 minutes left on the alignment. Now, what's the barrel ref? We'll just do the magic one here. Reload that. Alright, now we're good. So we're going to do max juice, right? We want to do flaps 5. Let's see what flaps 1 looks like. We have that. We're going to leave the packs on, and we don't need any anti-ice. Let's do our weight and balance real quick. So you have to manually load this in. There's no automatic thing. But we just go to our sim brief. So it's kind of old school. So we got 176 passengers. A couple empty seats. Speaking of seats, man, when we get up into cruise, we're going to take a look at this cabin. This is wild. Cargo, we're looking at 9.7, so we'll put 5,700 up front and 4,000 in the back.
Atlanta to the American 1060, control 36 right.
And
American 1060 on departure, right turn
fuel,
025.
we're looking at a
36 right,
total
clear for takeoff.
of
On departure 025, 36 right, state for takeoff, American 1060.
17,449.
American 1929, you had 4253, American 1786, Atlanta Center will be closing, radar service terminated, free continue for good night.
Now it looks like we're losing Atlanta Center. Fuel, we could put our other numbers in. Sim brief is an awesome thing. So we got our taxi out. So we're looking at 420 on the taxi out. And then our planned trip fuel is going to be 8,334. And that's our fuel. So we're going to set the fuel, set the payload, and complete our performance calculations. So there we go. We got flaps 1 takeoff. We got 149, 150, 161 for V2. Got a D rate of 87. What if we don't D-rate? Yeah, let's go full performance. Because we are in a 737 MAX with LEAP Neo engines on it. And it's going to be all right. We're all lined up. So let's get our perf init done. So we got 0 fuel. Got 17 point.
Atlanta to the American 1060, traffic 4,900, heading to spot 259.
0.2 on board. Actually, we got 17.4 on board. We're going up to 380. And we got a reserve of 4.1. And our cost index is actually 80. We'll execute that. That's all set up. So we're not derating. Max takeoff power. Max climb. Do flaps 1 for takeoff. Close enough. Trim automatically sets and our pre-flight is complete. So I got the legs page up on that one. That's all looking good. So Atlanta Center went offline, so we'll just go right up. So this plane kind of runs like the Phoenix A320s, and it has a external plug-in that runs the tablet and the systems. That's why I was kind of delayed on the stream, because for some reason I had to reset the plug-in. Stuff like that, it's a little frustrating, but we're here, we're doing good. Alright, so got ourselves up to flight level 380 on the thing. Let's see. I'm gonna go V2 plus 20. And we're good with that. All right. So that's all in the system. Airport map. What airport do we got here? Charlotte. That's pretty cool. It's got us right here. Can zoom in. Alright, so we're no longer on Atlanta Center, so let's see what the CTAF is, because we're going to have to do that. CTAF is 118.1. So we'll get 118.1. I know I'm moving kind of fast, so if anyone's got any questions, you can certainly throw them in the chat, and I will be happy to answer them for you. Okay, so that's all in. Let's fire up the APU. We'll get pushed back. I haven't quite figured out where we watch our APU from. I said I'm learning this one too, so. So unfortunately, I don't have any views bound. We'll just go from the outside to check on our engines, check on the engine startups, right? All right. So Boris Audio Works did the sound pack for this, and he is like the #1 guy for sounds. The guy's a genius. And the sounds are unreal. All right. So we got our APU online. Disconnect ground power. Let's go to ground services. It's a systems page. you got to use these outer keys. I found that I was losing my space in this tablet, and I forgot about these keys. Alright, so ground support. We are gonna disconnect the GPU, disconnect the chocks, and you always, when you're finished with everything, you gotta hit that set button. Either set or save. Alright. I think we're ready for pushback. Let's get some lights on. The lights are really cool in this thing. Look at those Neo, the fan blades. It's wild. Alright, let's see if GSX will get us pushed back. Actually, before we do that, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get the get our squawk code in. 2267. And we turn it on. Charlotte traffic, American 676, pushing back gate Charlie 10. Charlotte. Alright, now let's push back.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
I got a really cool thing that I figured out that I'll show you guys later. I figured out how to... So I have throttles similar to this with the reverser arms on them. And always when you put the reversers on, they remain on even when you push these back forward again, because it's a button system. I figured out a way to program the buttons so that when you release the button, it reverts the thrusters back to cutoff, so you don't have to bump the throttles forward. Alright, so flight directors, come on. Mine is master.
Locking gear.
First officer's a slave. And we're going to go VNAV, LNAV. Actually, we're not going to go LNAV, we're going to go heading select, because we got to vector ourselves first.
Release parking brakes.
Alright, release the parking brakes.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Now bleed bleeds on. So what's interesting is that these are modeled Neo engines, so you have to wait till it stops motoring to fire up those engines. So Neos take a little longer to fire up. All right, so motoring ended. We can add some gas.
Set parking
So
brake.
cool.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
That's just crazy, that sound. All right, so we have a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
All right, turn in engine 1. That's going to motor up. And remember, you don't put fuel in until that motoring warning's done.
Unlocking gear.
So it kind of cools the engine, sets everything up.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
All right, there we go.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Yeah, man. That's very cool. I love it. Love it. Very excited about this plane. Just kind of like new blood in the system, you know what I mean? Alright, so that's 2 good engine starts. We go on continuous. APU bleed can come off. We'll turn the packs back on. Or turn the engine bleeds back on. And we'll just go through here. We got gens on the buses, and we'll shut off the APU. Yaw dampener could come on. It's a quick scan. Everything is set up. Nice. Alright, so we're going to go flaps 1. Brake RTO. Charlotte Traffic American 676, taxiing to runway 36 right. Via Romeo Charlie 1, Charlotte. Alright, taxi lights are on. Let's get going. So like I said, the ground handling's a little off. Not terrible. It just needs a little more, I don't know, I think I need to dial in the like some curves or something on my rudders. They seem to be a little sensitive. So I'm using my, so I don't have any 737 throttle controls for my Bravo. I do have Blackbird Controls 727 pack, and so I've added that to my throttle in a 2 throttle configuration. And tell you what, Blackbird Controls is the GOAT, guys. Check it out, blackbirdcontrols.com. If you have a Honeycomb Bravo, he's making a 727 set, or I mean a 737 set. That's that looks really good and utilizes the extra throttle arms for
approaching 18 left.
Turning the wrong way, guys. Turning the wrong way. Not paying attention. It's okay. We'll just steer right. Alright, so yeah, so he utilizes the other throttle arms that would normally be empty to add buttons. So all the buttons work. You have reversers, you have the go around button, you have the auto throttle, disconnect, everything on the throttle works. So definitely going to pick up a set of those, but highly recommend his stuff. I would go check it out. He doesn't even sponsor this channel. That's how much I like this stuff. So, I mean, as long as you're, like, I don't know, as long as you're light on the touch, it's okay. It could be just me. I don't know. But it's certainly nice. I mean, everything works. I don't think you can open the window, though. Oh, looks like you can. We're not gonna though, because we're already starting to pressurize, but But I really do think this is going to be my new 737. PMG's nice, don't get me wrong, but she's getting a little old. Needs some updates. But tomorrow, I'm actually getting my Airbus throttles for my Honeycomb from Pro Flight or Pro Desk Sim. They took a little longer. Blackbird Controls took. He sent. I ordered my my 727 throttles. He sent them out the next day. I got them 4 days later. Pro Desk Sim, 3 weeks almost. Now I don't know. But I also got my WinWing FCU too. So actually I might do a little quick stream tomorrow. Just to check all that stuff out. But we'll see.
Approaching 3-6 right.
Oh yeah, it also has a RAS system. Alright, so landing lights could come on. Get the strobes on. Yeah, we'll turn our wing lights on. Just because we likes to do that. Alright. We're all set up. Charlotte traffic, American 676. Taking off runway 36 right. Departing to the south. Charlotte. Just want to get our Unicom in. It's not fiddling with that. Alright. Flaps 1, 36 right is our runway. No ATC, we're cleared for takeoff.
Approaching 3-6 right.
That's cool, built-in RAS system.
On runway 3-6 right.
All right. Bring them up. Ooh. So I gotta give it a lot of rudder for some reason. 80 knots, thrust set.
V1.
Rotate. Gear up. Get the autopilot on. Ha! Next page. Execute. LNAV in. Charlotte traffic, American 676. Climbing through 5,000 for flight level 380. Just departed runway 36. Climbing out the Icons 5 departure. Charlotte. Alright, that's it. Flaps up. Awesome looking plane, guys. Very well modeled. IFly's did a good job. So I heard what IFly did, because they were big. Heck, I remember buying their NG series 737s back in FSX days. But anyway, they made the Max for P3D and ported this over, but this is not like any other port that I've seen in this sim. They did an amazing job restructuring this for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Alright, above 10,000, lights could come off. And we'll shut the wing light off. It's all looking good, so we'll just climb out here.
Charlotte traffic, American 1786, 4 mile final right, 36 left.
Oh, he was way below us. Try to look for traffic. Alright, so we can go standard because we're cleared above. The flight model, I feel, is a lot better than PMDG. PMDG does handle a little better on the ground. Although I heard, excuse me there, although I heard that So this doesn't have a throttle lockout. So if you have the auto throttle on and you move your throttles, it tries to fight the system. So you got to kind of leave your throttles alone. And what I do is I on approach, I do auto throttle disconnect, and then just bring the throttles back to where it should be. And go manual. It's a little weird. I also run my throttles up to the top, so they're sitting at maximum right now, just to prevent any kind of artifact that the throttles might have would cause an anomaly. And someone was saying that because it's an outside module, that they can't do a throttle lockout. So I don't know, but that would be helpful if I could put the throttles in the position for disconnect. So yeah, I want you to check out this. Let's check out the lighting. We'll go, maybe not completely dark. So typical Boeing lighting. Although I like this, it's a little more muted. All LEDs. I like that. It's got a nice splash on it. Very realistic. And the tablets are independent of each other, so you can keep that shut off, save on some frames, because it does tax the system a little bit. My first flight today, I did JFK to Chicago, and it was dropping some frames coming out of New York. But on the other hand, I always drop frames coming out of New York because that is one of the, next to London, is pretty intense graphic wise. So let's get some. I turn that seatbelt sign off. So this is just an airport map. So if you have Navigraph, you can get your charts. These airports from FMS. Send that in there. And it'll get all your charts up. So I haven't really played with this. Oh, that's pretty cool. Get a list of the nearest airports and then bring their charts up. Nice. Leave that up. We're passing 30,000. Flies very nice, very stable. 69.95, I think, on the IFly website. So you have to download their manager. You purchase it through their manager. If I remember right, they used to run that like that P3D. The security code works. That's pretty neat. So we got cabin lighting. Ground service button. Yeah. Raise myself up a little bit. So you can actually click on the doors. You can arm the slides. Disarm the slides. I don't know if the slides actually deploy. Just see what's all clickable. Tray tables come out. I do know that the baggage doors open up. was a lighting panel. Got a 2-class configuration. This cabin looks very nice. Very nice. I know all the shades work, and you can set them to be automatic, and they'll actually open and close based on what side the sun is on, even. That's cool. So we're back here looking out the windows. I'm going to set my views. Stuck a little bit here. Okay. Call buttons work. Little stop there on the aisle. Okay. Look pretty comfortable, actually. I do know the toilets work, because you know, in a flight simulator you have to have a working toilet. It flushes. That's crazy. I gotta do that again. Ha 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 ha. That's insane. You know, you gotta have a flushable toilet, right? Huh. I knew there was a way to adjust the lighting. I guess I was wrong. I thought I saw videos of people adjusting the lighting. It's a very nice cabin though. Huh. Could have sworn. That's pretty cool. I guess it's not modeled on all everything is so, like, the lettering and everything is so crisp. Yeah, the coat hangers move. I get the jumpsuit on. That does not look very comfortable. So that's the interior. All right, let's get line down the East Coast. I know what we need. We need some cruise music. So, Flight Sim 2024 Tech Alpha. That was interesting experience. I was part of that. If you saw my video, looked pretty good. I mean, it was buggy, but it was an alpha, so that was all expected. But I really think the biggest problem with it all was I don't think people realized what the purpose of that test was. I know some people were streaming for insane amount of hours. I mean, I had to work, so I couldn't. I mean, I would have done a live stream, but my job kind of really messed that up. But you know, you had Two-Tone Murphy. He was, 9 hours. There's another guy, Kip on the Ground. He was like 10-hour streams, looking at every little aspect of what they had to offer. And just to give an idea, now I put it in the little video that I did, just to give an idea. So all the developers said the base program is going to be 50 gigs. I downloaded 9 gigs for that test. So we're talking a very small slice of that pie. But I think it was, so what the email had said it was that they were testing online services. So I think they were doing a server load test. And that was it. That was all they wanted. I mean, there was no NDA or anything like that, so we could live stream it. So that's why they were live streaming the crap out of it. But by the time I got to it, everybody had live streamed it, so I just put a video together for everybody to see. You can check it out on my channel. We flew the Cessna 172 from Teterboro. We flew out over New York City. We checked out New York City at night. But I don't think so there was some photogrammetry, but I don't think the full photogrammetry was on. Some strange things, like the Cessna had a weird yaw to it. It was like an oscillating yaw to it. But other than that, it did seem like the flight dynamics and the effects on the plane were a lot better than 2020. And the basic ground textures looked a little better in 2020. I mean, there was a ridiculous amount of cruise ships and whatnot in New York Harbor, so hopefully they clean that up. But because supposedly they're supposed to be using live traffic, ground traffic, and whatnot. So I don't know if that part of the server was inactive, so it just loaded all the boats at once. So it was a little strange looking to see that many boats in the water there. Yeah, the airports were pretty basic. They reminded me of 2020. But like I said, it was really small piece of that pie. I think it really was not a lot. XP72, his channel, he was putting 2020 planes in to see how it worked. He got the fly-by-wire A320 to work in the sim. Two-Tone Murphy was just doing all kinds of stuff. I mean, they really put put it through their paces. I'm still excited for it. I'm curious to see. I mean, I'm not going to be doing... There's a lot of people that say, oh, I'm dumping 2020 and it's going to be 2024 all the way. I went out, I set my computer up to run both sims. So I'm going to be doing 2020 and 2024. You know, especially if the servers are down and I still want to fly. I mean, I'm going to be in 2020 because 2020 is not, I mean, I've had 4 years of scenery and whatnot to get, you know, and tweaking and everything like that. But 2020 looks really good. I mean, you can't really go wrong with it. So, and there's still some really good planes and stuff, you know, that I'm not sure are going to work right off the bat, and I want to keep flying. You know, I'm not sure that, you know, I'm not sure the Dukes are going to work. I'm not going to sure, you know, this Max is going to work. So I think XP72 actually put this, because he had a pre-release version of this. He put this in the sim, and it worked somewhat, but he couldn't get it to move. So I mean, Asobo, in Asobo fashion, said, yeah, things are going to work, but I think they're going to almost work. I think that's what... so it's going to be like, oh yeah, they work, but they don't even work as good as they did in 2020. But I pre-ordered the Aviators pack, so I got all the planes. And of course, on release day, we're gonna be looking at all that stuff. We'll fly all different. We'll fly all the planes. I don't care. We'll test them all out, all 160 of them. I'll stream all day, guys. Streaming all day. But I mean, I still like this sim, so it's not like it's not like I hated it. It's still, I mean, it's stable, but it still gives us a headache. I think even after 4 years. I don't know what's up with Asobo, but if you guys have been with Flight Simulator 2020 from the beginning, we all know the release was not good. And it took almost, I want to say almost 2 months before we started getting a flyable sim after release day. So I'm not gonna hold my breath on that one. That's gonna work really out of the gate. So definitely keeping 2020 online, and we'll see. Everybody's going to be using it. It's going to put a big load on that server. Hopefully we can get in. I can show you guys. You know, those of you that are on the fence, they can see what's going on with that. Ah, Rory. Long time no see, mate. How you doing, my friend? Yeah, I got a late night stream going, so definitely can get you online. how do you select the auto open for the IFly plugin app? Eric Cormier. So it's on the actual. It's on the manager, not the plugin. There's options for. Let me see if I can. So the IFly manager, it's in there. It's in the settings portion of that. But I had some issues with it earlier, and I had to also go in that manager in the settings and reset my was it the XML EML or file or whatever, because I couldn't get it to load at all, and that did the trick. It was actually right before the stream. I just downloaded DCS World, and I'm learning the A10, and it is, the depth of systems is wild. I mean, you know me, I love to read. 850 pages for the manual. Sorry to be annoying. You're not annoying at all. But where in the IFly manager? Let me see if I can open that up. I don't want to. I always worry about stuff like that it's going to crash things. But do I want to? Yeah. Okay, so the IFly manager settings. So to start the IFly plugin on SimStart, you have to go via the exe XML. So you have to add this, and once you do that, it'll auto start. Oh, A320 crew. Why does the cockpit always unresponsive when I try to start a flight? Because you have to have this you have to have the IFly plugin running. You have to have this running for it to work. So you have to go through the IFly manager. You have to add the exe XML file, and once you do that, you can then it'll start up once the sim starts. Yeah, Rory, the A10 it's insane. I'm actually having a lot of fun. I'm not ready to stream it yet because I want to get a little more the weapon systems I have to learn. I have to get that down, and then I'm going to take it on a stream. But I'm definitely converting my Military Mondays live stream to a DCS channel. A320 crew, I've added it, but it still doesn't start with the max. So you have to restart the sim. I don't know if you. So what I did before the stream started, it was actually causing me problems. You know, it would load up, everything was blank, nothing was clickable, the tablet wasn't there, and I shut down the sim. I shut down the plugin, I shut everything down. Okay. I opened up the manager. Okay. I added this exe XML file. I think it gave me options to I can't remember what it actually said. There was a menu, something. I clicked OK, closed this out, and then what I did was I started the plugin as an administrator. I started the plugin as admin and went back in the sim, and it worked for me. And then I was able to get things running. So I was watching some YouTube videos, and because of the way DCS is, they said pick a plane that you are passionate about. And I was going through the list of planes, and I remember as a kid I had a poster of an A-10 on my wall. You know, I had pictures of planes and stuff on my wall. People had, rock star posters on their walls in the 80s. I had pictures of planes. I had an A-10 with all the munitions out in front of it, and I just loved the A-10. And when I was in Civil Air Patrol, which is in the United States, Civil Air Patrol is an Air Force Auxiliary Youth Group. A320. Hopefully that helps. I'm glad I was able to give you some advice on that. Hopefully I can get your sim running, get the Max running, because this thing is cool. Mark, no problem. So yeah, I had the A-10 on my wall, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to fly the A-10. I'm going to learn the A-10. And when I saw the manual and everything like that, I'm like, oh boy, this is going to be cool. So that's why I picked the A-10. Plus, I figured it'd be a little more challenging. But hey guys, I hope I really helped you get this sim going again for it. Hopefully it works for you. Or I mean the Max. I only have the A-10 and the planes that come with it. Yes. And I downloaded Nevada Test Range and the Afghanistan map, because that's kind of where I'm going to go with it. I'm going to do, for the live stream, I'm going to do Afghanistan war missions in the A-10. A320. It was weird. I had done a flight into DFW with the Max, and I switched liveries to do another flight, and sure enough, the flight deck was unresponsive. That's what happened to me. So getting ready for this stream tonight, I got the plane, loaded it up, and I flew from JFK to Chicago to do a test flight, kind of learn the systems. Everything worked fine. Left the sim, had some dinner, came back, set this up, and 20 minutes before the stream, I get in the max and it was dead. Shut the sim down, load it back in, still dead. Tried all kinds of different things. So for 20 minutes, I did everything I could. And that procedure that I showed you guys seemed to work for me. Oh, you don't have the A10. Do you have the A10C or the A10A? It comes with the Flaming Cliffs bundle. I have the A10C. I downloaded the A10C. I don't think it came with any bundles. Not that I know of. No, I didn't get the Flaming Cliffs bundle with it. So I don't know if that's the A10A that comes with it. Yeah, no, I just bought the A10C. And I got the Nevada test range to do to practice munitions. But it's a whole learning curve, DCS. I got to it's not as DCS is not as intuitive as Microsoft Flight Simulator is, with like views and stuff like that. Definitely gonna have to invest in or fire up my track IR to look around the cockpits and stuff like that. That's yeah, it was I think it was like $80 for the A10. But I think I read the A10C had more systems death than the A10A. So, got any future aircraft? So, going back to my childhood for warplanes, at A10, and I loved the A4, or not the A4, the F4 Phantom. I think it was because that's my pop during the Vietnam War was a air ordnanceman for the Navy, and he loaded and worked on the munitions on a F4 Phantom. So he used to always talk about the F4. So that's probably going to be my next plane after I learn the A10. Alright, so we're about 30 minutes out from landing. So let's get some cleanup here. Let's just check some stuff. So 115 miles from our top of descent to see what is our... Look at our arrival. So we got to be at 8,000 at Cuda. So I'll run that down to 8,000 for VNAV. That's awesome. Definitely get the A4. Such a superb aircraft. It's just like the Dukes, where they modeled the fine details down to the needles and the instruments. That is, you know what, knowing DCS now, I believe that. But I can't wait to. I wish I had. I wish I had more time. You know what I need to do? I need to retire from my job and just flight sim. So, you know, I'll do this channel full time, and I'll fly DCS and Microsoft Flight Simulator for a full-time job. And that would be a perfect world. Is that the F4 by Heapler? Because if it is, I saw that trailer and it looks sick. Yeah, I saw that trailer, and yeah, I wanted to buy it, but I didn't want to get too far ahead of myself because I was still learning the A10. I mean, flying the A10 is not that bad. I mean, all the flying I've done with Flight Simulator has translated to flying that plane. It's just the systems and memorizing the flows and the weapons radar and stuff like that. Oh my god. Say if you learn one aircraft really in depth, then it'll set you up to, well, easy to learn the others. They have a tendency to have familiar systems which carry over. I believe that. Actually, what the biggest thing is trying to figure out the best way to set everything up so that, like, when I actually do end up in combat, that I'm not fumbling around and looking for stuff while missiles are being fired at me. I'm trying to what's the best setup on my HOTAS for flares and chaff, and how to to intuitively set up the bombing computer and so on. So that's really what I'm trying to learn, is trying to get that muscle memory, so that I can roll in on a ground support run and not have to be fumbling around. In your opinion, how does the 737 MAX compare to the PMDG 737? So, I was saying earlier, the flight model for the 737 MAX feels better than the PMDG, but the PMDG handles itself on the ground a little better. And everything else, and like the texturing and stuff in this plane is way better than the 737 by PMTG, because they haven't done. You have to also consider that what was that, maybe 3.5 years ago that the 737 came out, and I don't think they really did much modeling upgrades to it. They pretty much got it stable and they left it. So like everything here is just crisp. Like there's no straining. Like you can see all the numbers, you can see all the lettering, no matter where you look, even across the cockpit. Yeah, you might have to zoom in a little bit, but like that's all readable from even a distance. You don't get that with the PMDG. But don't get me wrong, I still like the PMDG. I mean, I was flying that yesterday. And I think it'll always be there, but it's just it's a little tired in the sim. But I mean, we see when, like with the 777 by PMDG, it's, everything's crisper, more modern, because they created that model in a later years. So I think it's just because this is new, it just looks better. And it flies better too, because they probably have a better understanding of the better flight model characteristics, especially with like Sim Update 15 and so on. So, but I'm definitely going to be flying this a lot more than the PMDGs right now, actually. Unfortunately, my virtual airline, Virtual American, which I don't understand, doesn't have this in their fleet. American flies the MAX, guys. I don't know what they were doing with that, but alright, so we're going to get ready for our descent here, so I'll shut off the music. I'm going to have to go appreciate the stream, and I can't wait to see you flying the skies in DCS. Yeah, Roy, well, you have a good day. And yeah, it's coming. It's coming. A couple weeks. We'll try to get something out maybe November before 2024 comes out. I'm going to do a DCS live stream. But until then, you have a great day, and we'll see you around. It was great to see you in the chat. Took a top of descent, so we're under 40 miles for it. 37, we're set up for our VNAV for our cutoff at Coda. And I gotta see if there's a way to update the ARAC data. Because it's CUDA 3, not CUDA 2, but still the same approach. They just renamed it for the system. Anyway, And I have to show you guys how I set up my my reversers so that I could just push these levers back forward again and it takes them out of reverse. But we'll do that when we get back on the ground. So, alright, so we'll get ready for our descent. So I got flight recorder up and everything looks good. Never shut them off. Talking to all you guys, I never did my flow for cruise, but it's alright. It's all good. So we got the ILS runway 10 left into Fort Lauderdale. So let's get that frequencies up. Get that set up. So frequencies 110.1. So with this one, you have to put it in ILS mode. 110.1. That's in the system. And you have to set your course. PMDG does not do that. You can leave this on course 000 and it'll still fly the ILS. This will not fly the ILS unless you set everything up. So the course is 96. And I'll just put 96 on this side as well. And we have Fort Lauderdale, so we're going to put Fort Lauderdale on this side because I'm going to do a single channel. I'm not doing an auto land. So that's 114.4. That's all good. That's all set up. Am I able to request the winds? That's cool. Did that even work? Okay. Well, like I said, this is an early access, so just like any other Boeing, this should start down on its own. And it looks like it's gonna. Sweet. And I don't have any traffic going into Fort Lauderdale. And it's so late that there is no ATC, so we'll just fly it on in. Oh, I do need the CTAF for Fort Lauderdale. 119.3. So I'll get that in there for the switchover. It's a little windy. It's in the scratch pad, 8,000. Why is that in the scratch pad? That's weird. We are rocketing down. I'm going to do flaps 40. 141. Unable to do the next altitude, huh? Sure you can. So you can see it rides the VNAV path pretty good. I'd say it does VNAV pretty similar to PMDG. speed brake. All right. All coming down just nice. Slippery. Need some speed brake to keep it that looks like it's hitting all its other than the speed restrictions, it looks like it's hitting all its altitude restrictions. And it looks like we'll hit 8,000 at CUDA like we're supposed to. Nice. $270 at 8,000 is not good. Now we're getting a little high. I made that speed adjustment. Alright, so we're going to do a speed intervention. We're going to go down to 240. We get it under 250, we'll go flaps 1. That'll help us slow down. See what we're so after 8,000 we're gonna bring it on down to 5,000 for our intercept. Just put it on the big screen, get some better situational awareness. And we'll go to CTAF. That's not right. Just get some fixed rings up. Fort Lauderdale traffic, American 676, turning downwind runway 10 left to land. Fort Lauderdale. Alright, start heading down. So let's start slowing up. And we'll put in flaps 5. That's a bug, because you'll see, well, I went a little too far. Arm the speed brake. Let's see, we're going to go 2 on the auto brake. Here she is, folks. Get some lights on. No idea what view that was. That's 1,000 to go. And we'll go direct horror. And gear can come down, flaps 15. Port Lauderdale traffic, American 676, turning final runway 10 left. A little bit of a stutter there. That's because this is old scenery and not very optimized. Localizer capture. And single channel is expected. I set that up. There's glide slope. And 1800 at Nove. Landing lights on, gear down, spoilers armed. No ATC, clear to land. Auto throttle disconnect.
Approaching 10 left.
500. Autopilot come off.
400. 300. 200. 100. Light slow. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Spoiler up, reversers, decel. Welcome to Fort Lauderdale. Take this turn off here. Fort Lauderdale traffic, American 676, vacated the runway. Alright, I'm actually going to DC. Alright, so I wanted to show you guys so I have the thrust levers at idle. Yeah, it was a little firm. Anyway, I have the thrust levers at idle, and I have the reverse levers set so that I can go reverse. But then when I push them forward, it closes reverse. So I can still keep the thrust levers at idle. So here's how I did it. So under power management, I went under throttle, and so the thrust levers, although they're a throw lever like the reversers, uh, it's a button. So what I set was the button to decrease the throttle to put it in reverse on press, and then I put under throttle cut the same button on release, so that when you throw them forward again, it shuts the reversers off and it makes it more realistic. It's not an access. He still can't go he still goes reverse or nothing, but at least then you don't have to throw that forward and then bump the throttle out of idle. You can keep them in idle. So that's how I did that. And it works brilliantly. All right. I'm going to pull out to the gate, but I'm not going to shut down because I believe the engines are bugged, and I don't want to have a quiet replay. We're just going to head up over here. So that's the 737 MAX, guys. It's definitely worth the purchase. There are a little bit of bugs, but not to the point where it becomes unflyable. And it's a little bit squirrely on the ground handling, but it's not too bad. You know, we say that it's doable. You can learn how to make the adjustments, and I'll probably adjust my curves on my rudder to make it a little better. But all right, let's check out the replay on the landing. Let's get a little light. Listen to those engines whine. Yeah, the landing was firm. But right dead on the center line, guys. I'll take it. All right, well, this was fun. And I really enjoyed this one. A lot of interaction. Those guys that needed help with the Max, I hope I helped you out. I hope you got it running again. And on to the next one. I don't know, we'll do it. Might stream tomorrow, might not, but you know, subscribe to the channel. You get notifications when I post my live streams. If you're watching on your way out, please hit the like button. And we'll see you next time. Clear skies and smooth landings. See ya. Didn't blow any doors out, so that's good.